Welcome back to The Light. We are now getting into part 3 of the official probable cause court document in the case of Rebecca Park. So let's get straight back into it. As Detective Lieutenant Pisker discussed phone location records with Courtney, she confirms that she picked Rebecca up between 1830 and 1900 and came south on South 41.5 Road to Mackinac Trail and turned west onto East 30 3/4 Road to continue out to her residence on South 21.5 Road. Location data from Rebecca Park's phone supported this route of travel. When Detective Lieutenant Pisker confronted Courtney with the accusations that she unalived Rebecca Park, she asked, quote, "Why the F would I do that?" saying that she would never hurt her daughter. During this interview, Courtney Bartholomew said she did not know where Rebecca Park was. When Courtney asked if she had done anything to harm Rebecca Park, she again said she would not hurt her daughter. While discussing the pickup truck at her residence that was reported to never move but had been moved recently, Courtney reported it doesn't have seats in it, but said that it was moved recently to make room to access the porch. Courtney said that Kimberly and Rebecca do not like Bradley Bartholomew. On Tuesday, November 11, 2025, at 15:40, Detective Lieutenant Pisker conducted a recorded interview with Bradley Bartholomew. He confirmed his cellular telephone number. When asked about Rebecca, Bradley reported that they don't get along. He explained that it is due to his criminal history. He described Rebecca and Courtney's relationship as, quote, rocky. Bradley said that he was not around on Monday when Rebecca was at the house. He identified that he was, quote, at my place, and described living in the woods near Harrietta and the fish hatchery. As Detective Lieutenant Pisker was attempting to confirm his presence there, Bradley said he was alone and that his phone was with Courtney as her phone was about to be shut off. The truck at the house was discussed and identified as not having moved in years. Bradley said that he had been driving the truck up until October 21st, 2025, when the license plate expired. When asked if the seats were out of the truck, Bradley confirmed that they had been. He explained a similar explanation that they are cleaning the truck up for Courtney's son Bentley to drive when he turned 16. When Bradley was asked when he found out that Rebecca Park was missing, he identified it was Monday night or Tuesday morning. He again denied being at the residence. Bradley told Detective Lieutenant Pisker that on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, Courtney Bartholomew, quote, was in town, and he was at the house with Bentley when Courtney texted him the location of where Rebecca's phone was. Bradley said he refused to go out there alone because, quote, I'm not being accused of anything. Bradley said that when Courtney got home, they went out there to look for the phone based on a ping that Kimberly Park had sent to Courtney. Bradley confirmed that he was the person who found Rebecca Park's cellular device on the 2-track near 30 South 21.5 Road, and he picked it up and handed it to Courtney. Brad said he didn't know how Rebecca's phone ended up on the trail, but suggested she had walked that trail in the past. On Monday, November 24th, 2025, Courtney Bartholomew came to the sheriff's office and Detective Lieutenant Pisker began a recorded interview with her. There is a discussion about the TikTok live conversations. I asked Courtney about a cellular device that a, quote, bounty hunter dropped off at the Clare City Police Department. She identified this phone was provided by Kimberly. During this meeting, I asked Courtney about Kimberly's personal property in her vehicle. She confirmed that she was in possession of items that belonged to Kimberly. However, she didn't want to leave the items with me to return to Kimberly. On Monday, November 24th, 2025, Bradley Bartholomew was interviewed by Detective Lieutenant Tim Hyland at the Michigan State Police Crime Laboratory in Grayling. During his interview, Bradley reported that he is trying to protect Kimberly Park. He said that Kimberly took Rebecca down a 2-track behind, quote, the house, and he stated, quote, I believe she's dead. Bradley Bartholomew said to Detective Lieutenant Tim Hyland that he was present during a dinner with Courtney Bartholomew, Rebecca Park, and Kimberly Park on Saturday, November 1st, 2025, at 30 South 21.5 Road. During this time, Bradley said that Kimberly had a private conversation with him asking about the 2-tracks behind the house, and that Kimberly stated she needed to get Rebecca, quote, out of the picture. On Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, at 1416 Wexford County Central Dispatch, received a 911 call from Courtney Letterman from telephone number, and I won't repeat the number, stating that she had found a body covered with leaves that, quote, looks gutted. The location of the body was approximately 2.5 miles in a straight line west of 30 South 21.5 Road in Antioch Township of Wexford County on Forest Service Road 9784. Wexford County Deputy Jacob Koponen responded to the area, observed the remains, and reported the deceased female has a tattoo above the left eye. Koponen, apologies if I mispronounced that name, reported that the abdomen area of the body appears to have been cut open. The tattoo located above the left eye is consistent with the Michigan driver's license images of Rebecca K. Park. Michigan State Police Trooper Cody Campbell was inside the residence at 30 South 21.5 Road on Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, securing the residence until the Michigan State Police Crime Laboratory personnel could search the home based on a search warrant that had been authorized on that date. While in the presence of Courtney Bartholomew and Bradley Bartholomew, Courtney and Bradley were discussing amongst themselves, loud enough for Trooper Campbell to hear. Courtney mentioned to Bradley that the seat cover from the Ford F-150 in the driveway had recently been burned and disposed of due to something having been spilled on it/them. A search warrant was served on T-Mobile for Bradley Bartholomew's known cellular telephone number. The records that were produced pursuant to the search warrant show Bradley Bartholomew's device active in the area of 30 South 21.5 Road on November 3rd, 2025. Further, these records show device movement and lingering in the areas consistent with where Bradley and Courtney reported recovering Rebecca Park's cellular device and where her body was discovered. On November 25th, 2025, on several occasions on Monday, November 3rd, 2025, in the evening hours. These records take place after the records obtained from Rebecca Park's phone and network demonstrate her arriving the area of 30 South 21.5 Road on November 3rd, 2025, shortly after 1900. The Cellbrite extraction location at the residence of 30 South 21.5 Road at 1916. Additionally, records from Rebecca Park's phone extraction show locations consistent with the reported location of recovery of the device. A search warrant was served on Verizon for Courtney Bartholomew's known telephone number. The records that were produced pursuant to the search warrant show Courtney Bartholomew in the area of 30 South 21.5 Road, and both Bradley and Courtney records show them in communication with one another shortly after her arrival with Rebecca Park at 30 South 21.5 Road. Additionally, Courtney Bartholomew's phone records have activity consistent with her interview statements that she traveled to pick up Rebecca Park at Richard Fallard's residence, then transporting to her house. Bradley Bartholomew's call detail records show the following calls of investigative interest. At 1812, a 2-minute, 2-second outgoing call from Bradley to Courtney. 1929, a 57-second call from Bradley to Courtney. At 1933, a 54-second call from Bradley to Courtney. At the time of the call at 1812, device network records show Bradley and Courtney devices near the area of Courtney's home, and this precedes the activity of Rebecca's device coming into the area of Rebecca's home, or of Courtney's home. The affiant is aware the calls at 1929 and 1933 again show Brad and Courtney's devices in the area near Courtney's home after Rebecca's device records show her arrival in the same area. I'm going to stop right here and end part 3. Now going into the next part, it's going to start off with the information and details of Rebecca Park's autopsy. So I am going to forewarn right now, that is going to be detailed and it's got graphic information. So that is going to be a very rough read. And if you cannot hear that, please, I'm just giving you the forewarning, and I will mention that ahead of part 4 as well. And I will see you in the next one.